How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I'd like to talk about the state of the Pokemon trading card hobby. So what I've noticed over the past year, and this is kind of a broader commentary. I'm not going to talk about anyone specific here, but you'll be able to kind of tell if you've been plugged into the trading card hobby recently. So over the past, basically once Logan Paul got in, there's been a lot of vitriol in the Pokemon trading card hobby over who gets to be in the hobby and who is a quote-unquote true collector or a true part of the hobby. And I think this is really toxic. And the message I want to convey with this video is that Pokemon is for everyone. And there's no single approved way to enjoy Pokemon cards. If you are a kid and you just want to go out and buy the latest packs in the store and open them up and get some cool cards, you don't care about vintage, you don't care about grading, that's amazing. Pokemon is for you. If you are a 20, a 30 something who, maybe had Pokemon cards as a kid, but you were out of it for a while, and now people are talking about it a lot more, so you go and you pick up some cards, maybe you buy some graded cards to get those in tip-top condition, and you start to relive your childhood. Great. Pokemon is for you. If you're someone who's been into sports cards for a while, but now you see, hey, Pokemon cards, those are getting a lot of attention as well. I remember those. Maybe I should buy some of those as well. That would be really fun to have in my collection. Fantastic. Pokemon is for you. If you are an alternative investor who looks for things that you think will go up in value in the future, and you see these Pokemon, hey, they've been going up in value, maybe I should buy some of those cards. Great. Pokemon is for you. If you are a sort of flipper who looks for the best way to make money and says, hey, those Pokemon cards on the shelf at Target are selling for a lot more than that price, and maybe I can make some money by flipping them on eBay. Great! Pokemon is for you. Pokemon is for everyone. There isn't one approved way to enjoy Pokemon cards. And while we can disagree with various ways that people engage in the hobby, personally, I don't like the people who go out and buy the stuff off the Target shelves and flip it on eBay for more money, because that means I don't get to buy it. That means the kids who want to go out and buy packs from the store, they're not able to buy it. I don't like those people, but that doesn't give me the right to tell them that they can't participate in the hobby. So this is what I want to stress here, is that, no matter what way you engage with the Pokemon hobby, whether that's from buying packs at the store to buying out the shelves, you can enjoy Pokemon. And, whether or not you agree with the way people engage with the hobby, this doesn't make them evil. This doesn't mean that they're ruining everything, and this doesn't mean that they have to stop. So we see this especially, I think some of this anger is kind of justified. I think especially towards, the flippers, the so-called scalpers who will go in with bots and buy out all of the new stock at the Pokemon Center and stuff. That really annoys me, So when that happens, people get angry, and arguably rightfully so, because these people are using, tools that the majority of people don't have access to in order to, make some money on the back end. And nobody likes that. Nobody enjoys when that happens. So I think this sort of justified anger towards some parts of the people who are engaging in Pokemon has kind of spread out. It's become a cancer, right? Where this idea that, it really sucks not to be able to buy cards at retail price. No one's saying that's not a problem. But, the issue with that is that the problem isn't the people who are buying out all of those products and listing them on eBay at, a 50% markup. It's the demand that allows that to happen, because there's still they wouldn't be able to do that if there weren't people willing to buy at a 50% markup. Like, you can't go out and scalp like milk. Like, go to your local store and try buying out all of the milk and listing it on eBay for a 50%. Like, you can't do that. So the idea that all of these price rises are just the result of people, scooping up all the product and hoarding it and, making it a situation where you can only buy from one person, you have to buy at this high price, that's just not, it's a symptom of demand. And for every scalper out there who would say, you know what, I'm going to leave some for the kids today, there's another scalper who doesn't think that and is going to come in there and take that stuff. So this idea that, the only thing that has to happen is either we stop buying from scalpers or the scalpers, suddenly have this realization that, what they're doing is wrong, and they stop. That's not going to stop the problem. What's going to stop the problem is Pokemon printing more, increasing the supply, or the demand going down. People, deciding that, what, not really worth it to buy at those prices anymore. So I think some of this justified anger towards, these people who do this, and it's a lot easier to blame the scalpers than to blame the larger Pokemon market situation where demand is higher than supply, and therefore there is an imbalance, and there's an inability of the current supply to satisfy the demand, so therefore prices increase. So we must get mad at the state of the Pokemon hobby. Like, no one wants to do that. They want to get mad at someone, so they get mad at the scalpers, right? Like, that just makes sense, But then this is kind of metastasized and become this thing where people get mad at anyone who does anything that has to do with value of Pokemon cards. There's this sort of belief that anyone who, invests in trading cards or who buys cards because of the value of these cards, because they think the cards are going to go up in value in the future, or arguably someone who just focuses too much on the value of their cards, is contributing to the scalper mindset and leading to pricing. And, it's kind of like the way that these people argue it is just totally ridiculous, where, people who think about the value of their cards are therefore, not, like, these people will say this outright. They'll say, if you care too much about the value of your cards, you don't deserve to be in the hobby. Like, you shouldn't be here. And it's this true collector mindset where you have to have the right thing in your head when you buy a Pokemon card, which is just like, it's ridiculous. Where, like, buying a PSA 10 Lugia EX is acceptable if you love that card because it was, in your childhood and you really want that copy, and you're never going to sell it because it's so special to you. But it's bad. Don't do it. You're hyping up the market. You're inflating prices, and you can't do that if you're buying it because you think that card might go up in value in the future. So this gatekeeping mindset where people look to be outraged about people in the hobby, and they put out disinformation and lies about the reasons why things are the way they are in the Pokemon hobby. And they're looking for people to blame. Like I said earlier, no one wants to do that market analysis. No one wants to go in and say, well, it's the state of demand versus supply, and the printing ability of Pokemon versus the significant increase in supply due to the pandemic and everyone being inside and the look for deliverable to the home entertainment. Like, no one wants to do that. Everyone wants to say, nope, it's the scalpers and it's the investors, and they're the bad people, and the bad people are ruining the hobby. When in reality, like I said, whether someone buys a card because they love it and they never want to sell it, or whether they buy it because it's an investment and they think it's going to go up in value in the future, like, the card is still bought. Like, nothing is different there. It's just these people who want to go out and say that if you don't have the right, if you're not enjoying Pokemon cards in the way that I'm enjoying them, you don't deserve to be in the hobby. And this gatekeeping idea, this idea of only people who appreciate Pokemon cards in the right way can enjoy the hobby. it's arguably worse than like what the scalpers are doing, because they're just responding to supply, and yeah, it's kind of scummy, but like this idea, like the complaining just reaches such an insane level, where it becomes a point of pride that like you are not making money off of Pokemon cards, and there's a lot of resentment towards the people that have been successful in this hobby, and that's just how things go. Change is hard, change is difficult. When I could no longer buy PSA 10 English EX cards because the prices went up too much, like that sucked. That was not fun. I didn't enjoy that. But that was just the way things happened, and I had to adjust to that new reality. And a lot of these people, they don't want to adjust. They don't want to look at the sort of reasons under the rug why things are going the way they're going. They just want someone to blame. And a lot of creators have capitalized on this. A lot of people have capitalized on this by giving people someone to blame. You say, no, don't look under the rug. Don't look under the hood. Don't think, just blame. Just blame the scalpers, blame the flippers, blame the investors, blame the people who have been in this hobby for years, but apparently aren't doing everything 100% right. This moral outrage crusade against people who do not do Pokemon in the same way that you do, that it really needs to stop. And everyone here knows my views on investing in Pokemon and these scalpers. Like, I don't like it. I think if you're going into Pokemon solely with the intention to make money, you're gonna fail. You're gonna do it badly, and I don't think you should do that. But if you want to, if that's the way, if the financial aspect of Pokemon cards motivates you, then go for it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can't buy Pokemon cards and you can't enjoy it. I just wouldn't recommend doing it just with this financial mindset in mind. But I'm never going to tell anyone you don't have a place in the hobby. Because as I said at the beginning of this video, Pokemon is for everyone. And we can disagree with the way various people go about collecting or buying cards without saying that they have no place in the hobby, that they're ruining things, that they're evil, that they deserve to, trip in a puddle and land face first. Just these ridiculous things that people really need to chill out about. So I hope you enjoyed my rant video on the state of the Pokemon trading card hobby. And I think a lot of this is really just, again, I want to look under the hood. So when I look at this, I say, okay, people are angry about this. People don't like change. They're angry about the state of the hobby, and they're expressing that in an unproductive but very expressive way. When people are no longer angry about the state of the hobby, when things cool down, I think all of this stuff is just naturally going to go away. So I don't think it's, these people are not necessarily ruining Pokemon, I'm not going to go and point the finger at them and say, you guys are the real problem here. But, arguably, they're worse than the people who they are complaining about. So, again, I hope you enjoyed the rant video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.